Hi everyone, I'm Virginia Killmore and welcome to my studio. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. I surely did. I enjoyed my grandbaby, spent some time down at my husband's cabin. I'm wearing a beautiful necklace that my Secret Santa got me. It says vovó, which is the word for grandma in Portuguese. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, thank you for letting me share this with you. I enjoy this tradition, and it's fun to be able to share what's fun to me. Today, I'm going to be showing you some neat card that I like because I'm using up scrap pieces of designer series paper, and I sort of have been since Christmas cleaning and organizing and sort of going through things, so it sort of fits this week. So let's get started. So this is our lovely card that we're going to do today. I'll zoom out so you can see more information. It's called a pinwheel card, and everything you need for it is here. And the trick with the pinwheel card is to get two contrasting pieces of designer series paper, or as I like to call them, DSP. So I have heartwarming hugs that I'm using here. I'll grab a sample here so that you can see what it looks like. I thought I had some heartwarming hugs. There it is. So I'm using this designer series paper, and it coordinates with Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, and Real Red and White, Whisper White. So I am using this and this side of this paper. Now I could use both sides, but I really liked the differences, so that's why I went with that. And I also cut out 2 5/8 squares to build this whole thing on because it's really pretty easy to do. It's just getting that pinwheel motion going. So with the 4 squares, it should be really easy. And I think the hardest part of the whole card is lining up this square right here because you want it perfectly, aligned. And because it's 2 5/8, it doesn't perfectly line up on our grid paper, so you have to fool around with it a little bit to get it straight. And it looks like now I've got it lined up here and here, here and here, and I have it off enough. So I'm going to very quickly take some of my glue and get that on there. And while that's drying, I'm going to share with you a few more Christmas cards that I got that I didn't get to share with you last week. I just want to make sure that's nice and straight before I stop. Okay, good. That's just got to sit for a second. So 3 more cards I want to share with you. This beautiful card from my friend Kathleen Kosha and her husband Phil. Look at how pretty that is with the glitter on that. And then I don't know if I've showed you this card, but you know my friend Jan that I always talk about. Look at how pretty this is. This is using Curvy Verses. And this card is a new stamper to my group, but she didn't stamp at all. She uses her photography, which is really beautiful. And it's such a pretty card with her family and photographs that she actually takes and then puts them up on her card. And it's such a nice big format. So that's from my friend Pam. So thank you, all of you that sent me cards, and I'll keep featuring them as I have them. So let's get started with the process. The process starts with 1 square, and I'm going to line up my square on here, but because it's the first square and I'm going to need to tuck this under, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue in this corner because I don't need a lot. Now, as a reminder, this is the last week of this catalog, so if there's anything that you want, this is the time to order. You can use the code that's up at the top or on the display, if depending on whether you're seeing this on Facebook or YouTube. I don't know if the sound is great today, but I'm having a little bit of trouble with the mic. I spent most of my afternoon today trying to get that mic to work. And you see how I'm alternating the color? And I'm putting a little dot here and then here. And then I'm going to line that up just in line with this corner. And you see how it perfectly lines up with my square. And I just keep alternating, and that's really the whole trick with this card. I think it's so pretty. I have a lot of friends that love quilts, so this card would be really nice for one of them. And I just keep going. Just keep overlapping. It's called a pinwheel card, and it does sort of look like a pinwheel as I work through it. Just a little bit of glue. You don't need a lot. Dot, dot, not a lot. Okay, so we're almost to the end, and we want to make sure we leave a little bit of room here to get underneath that one, because that's going to be the trick. I'm going to have to lift that up over this one. See how I'm going to lift that just a tad so that I can get this one under there. And I'm going to put the glue under here. And then I'm going to sneak this in. And the trick is getting it just in the right spot and then putting a little dab of glue right here. And that's it. Look at how pretty that is. So simple, so nice. So elegant. I love it. Now, I did create a medallion, and I had to use an old punch that's retired, so I just punched out a circle out of a scrap piece, and I don't think that piece is quite big enough, so I'm going to have to get another scrap piece sitting around here. You have so much scrap. And then to get the little heart, I used the dog builder punch, and I just stuck this in and got just a little piece of the heart. Now I could also use a jewel. There's lots of different ways I can go about this. I could pop that up, but the medallion sort of brings it all together. I forgot this piece here was not for the circle, it was for the sentiment. So now the next step is to glue this down, but I'm actually looking for my jewels because I'm thinking I might really just like a red jewel in there. See if I like that better than the heart. Might look good with both. Let's see. I'm always looking to decorate something. Looks good with that in the center there. Used a gold. So changing it up. You know me, I'm never happy with the first card. So now what I need to do is stamp Happy Birthday, and I am using this stamp set, Art Gallery, which I love the sayings because they're small and they're straight across, and they're so useful for so many things. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up if I can find it. Oh, right here. I had it right here, right along. And the big part is just getting it nice and straight on here. So I'm going to line that up and then try to center it. And there you go. It's not perfectly centered, but it works pretty good. And now I'm ready to put my card together. So this card did not take long, and I'm using up scrap pieces I have laying around. I don't know about you, but I have so much scrap of designer series paper. And so tomorrow's card, my 10:30 coffee and cards, will feature another card. I'm going to show it to you in a second. That uses scrap pieces. And then my Wednesday card I'm excited about. So if you are interested in following along, I already have a list posted of everything you'll need for coffee and cards. And usually I have that at the top of my post. And then I'm just going to lay that on here. Sort of line it up. And then put this on here and I'm done with my card. That did not take long at all. What a nice little happy birthday card for someone. What do you think? So I'm going to grab the card we're doing tomorrow so you can see it. Of course, it's at the bottom of the pile. And it uses scraps like crazy. See all the scraps I have? It really reminds me of like a Mondrian painting. So all the scraps you have, as long as they coordinate, would work great for this card for tomorrow. I hope you can join us tomorrow at 10:30. It'll be live so I can visit with some of you. And thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.